Well, it's been quite a long time since I've made one of these videos. I think the last time I made one was October 8th, 2023. It is now February 14th, 2026. So, yeah. Um a good majority of that time I was actually not on testosterone. In fact, I think the following month um from the last video was so November 2023 was the last month I was on testosterone for years until October of 2025. So yeah, 2 years. 2 years without testosterone. And it was a period of time where I had seen something in my relationship, my marriage, that made me afraid to continue if I wanted to keep my marriage. It was a choice to preserve my marriage over um, preserving myself. And at the time, I had found a way to argue that I may have just been confabulating the need to transition, that it wasn't actually uh, a truth, that it was maybe just um, a passing interest, which people really can convince themselves of whatever the fuck they want. Because when I look at my life and my history as far back as 8 years old, finding a way to convince myself that being trans was just a passing interest is absolute and total poppycock. I just said that, and I'm gonna post this complete with the word poppycock in it because that's how I roll. I almost said malarkey. That would have been cooler. Nope, went with fucking drop poppycock. Cause why not? Sure, cool, whatever. Running with it. Try not to make this a 20-minute video like they always seem to come out to because I don't edit. I don't edit. uh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I am not going to say that I was dying because I cannot say that for sure. I am not going to say that restarting testosterone and the events of October of 2026 saved my life. I have no factual proof of that. What the hell? I don't know what. A piece of what looks like Cheeto. And I haven't had Cheetos in years. Anyway, I was working on pulling some things out of the ceiling earlier, so maybe that was it. Anyway, um, I restarted testosterone. October of 2023. This was after months of this weird memento mori uh, ennui where I would just be sitting in a moment with friends or family, just living life, and suddenly it was like I was seeing my life from outside myself. This person with a mask of a smile, laughing and pretending to be in the moment. And I would look off in the distance out the window, and a wind would blow, and just an eerie feeling of something essentially standing there waiting for me. Not physically seen, not just a feeling of losing or running out of time was the feeling. And I suddenly had this realization one day that I couldn't stop making the decision to transition for other people. I couldn't keep using other people and other relationships as an excuse to keep denying myself something that was my truth. And if I ended up on my deathbed, however long from that moment, the people who I refused to change for, who I denied myself change for, may or may not be there to hold my hand while I'm dying, but I would be there. No matter what, I was going to be there. Did I really want to be on my deathbed with myself and who knows who else with excuses and, well, I could have and I should have, but so and so, and I didn't want to lose that or this. So, do I want to end up on my deathbed with um excuses to hold my hand through the veil? And October 7th I started writing. And October 28th I stopped writing. And what happened in those 21 days was a allegory for my life at the time in 117,000 words. Um, I thought I was writing a boy's love. I thought I was writing a yaoi, uh, just filling a gap in the male erotica genre that I felt needed to happen. That was more psychological and cerebral than just the nitty gritty that some BL has a tendency toward. Either it's cutesy fluff completely or it's just ass slamming. And I wanted something a little more with a little more intellectual depth. And that's what I thought I was writing. And it is what I wrote, for sure. It is that. But then I stopped and I realized, oh fuck. I literally just wrote myself denying myself transition. And I wrote what that looks like if transition was a place and denying yourself that transition was also a place that resembles being in a dystopian, completely falling apart hellhole. But getting back to how this relates to the whole saving my life thing, huh? Basically, about 2 weeks into writing, I had a pap smear scheduled. Went and I did that. And they then spent a week trying to get a hold of me. From the results of that, they wanted me to do a colposcopy. And it's not the first time I've needed a colposcopy. I needed one once about 20 years ago, which came back clear. But the colposcopy this time actually came back needing to run more tests. Wouldn't that be swell to finally stop denying yourself the need to transition from female to male, at least presentation wise, whatever that means? To be taken out by something that is purely a female centric disease process. I had an inflammation of the cervix on the 1 and 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock positions. They took 2 biopsies, and in the last few days before I was finished writing, I got my test results. And that was maybe the scariest day of my fucking life. And I'm just relieved that it was the scariest day of my fucking life so far. Meaning, I didn't find myself on a deathbed a month later, and hopefully will continue to not find myself on my deathbed for a very long time. Please. Onisa. Basically, I have this feeling that my stress levels were converting basically too high cortisol, not getting proper sleep, not letting my body recover and mend things as it should. um, possibly leading to cellular degradation and malformation. I mean, it's a theory. It's just a theory, but I kind of have this theory because the process of writing that book was transformative, like actually transformative. Um, we're not looking at my hair because I'm recovering from top surgery and I look like shit because I've been taking less frequent showers to protect my wounds. Um, but I look like shit. But I wanted to make this video. Uh, so yeah, I think having that paradigm shift quite possibly spared me an outcome that I was not ready to have. Um, yeah. But um, in the process of writing that book, I restarted my testosterone. That was part of the transformative nature of purging all of that, was that I restarted the testosterone. And in the same month I started the testosterone again, I scheduled a top surgery because I finally fell on one side of the fence and I said, fuck it. If I regret not having boobs in the future, then, well, okay, then. I have regrets now, I'll have regrets then. Regrets aren't going away, but which one will feel like less of a regret? And frankly, since getting those bitches cut off, I haven't had a regret. I have not had a single fucking regret. I don't know why I thought I would. Maybe I was just listening to too many voices from without and should have been listening to the voice within, but I have not had a regret. I love what this is doing. I had to have muscle reattachment done at the same time as the memory tissue removal because the doctor who pulled my implants, because I used to have implants, did not reattach the muscle when he pulled the implants, and they had adhered to the wrong things, and I had hyperexcitation, hyperanimation upon flexing because it was not the pectoralis muscle was not anchored where it needed to be anchored. It was not anchored, so I would flex and it would go on both sides. This one may need some surgeries in the future still because it seems to not be as well anchored as this one. But either way, I restarted the testosterone in October. I scheduled my appointment in October, and my surgery was on January 14th. So it is a month from then post. But that means I had to stop testosterone for 6 weeks, and I'm only back on testosterone again, for going on 3 weeks now. 2 weeks now. So the roller coaster is real. But at least this time when I get back to my flow state, I will hopefully not for a very long time need to stop taking it again, unless I actually need to get this reattached. But that's where I'm at. I have one solitary chest hair. It's about that long. There's one solitary fucking hair right here. And you can't see it maybe because I have shaved some. Oh no, you can actually. They're there. They're there. Oh my god, why is it growing in 2 patches? I just need it to come together here or something because yeah. Or I can just have like 2 little like Viking braids. That's how we're gonna roll. Oh, no. As you can hear my voice, like I can. That's. I'm also sick. I also just got over the flu because I decided to catch the flu the same day I got my surgery done. Let me just see if I can still try to sound like how I used to sound. This is more the range the register I was at before, but it's a strain to keep it up here. If I relax and just talk, well, I mean, listen to the whole first part of the video, that's what I sound like. Now I'm consciously paying attention to it. I don't know. Bottom growth. It's about like the same as the last video. Maybe a little bit more consistently closer to the thumb range when erect. This is Bob. Okay, I'm done. I have communicated with my provider about getting testosterone cream compounded for me, just to, see if that doesn't do something. But also, again, I've been on like 3-month bursts. I've been back on testosterone for 3 months in the last 6 months. So if there is going to be added growth just from the shot, it's way too soon to know. The sensitivities returned. The suddenly being uncomfortable in my underwear because of hypersensitivity has returned. But yeah, so that's kind of where things are at. God damn, there's a beast under this hat, and I can't stop looking at it because I just want to go take a shower and fix it. I also need to touch up my roots and also get a freaking buzzer to the side of this because, oh my god, it looked like a Hell's Angel. Yeah. That's where things are. I can't think of anything else to talk about, and I'm at 17 minutes, so that's about right for me. Oh, from the last video, I was trying to get my transcript so I could go back to school. Well, movie magic, I have recently graduated. It's now 2 months since I've graduated. I have my bachelor's degree. It's not in biology because it was faster for me to just finish my theater degree, but I also got a Japanese minor, so huzzah! できたよよくできました Yeah, so that's where that's at. I mean, I'm going to be going back to school so I can get my biology degree because that's what I want to fucking do. I don't care if I get to 50 and I'm still working on it. I'm going to fucking do it. It's going to happen. And then I'm going to work on CRISPR and stem cell repair and AlphaFold and all of the things that make my nipples hard. That's what I want to do. Because that's what I want to fucking do. And, AI consciousness ethics and blah, blah, blah. Insert weird ranty shit here. Yeah, okay. I'm signing out. And, how do we end the video? I guess just look for the stop button somewhere.